Canto 3. Through me the way into the suffering city, through me the way to the eternal pain, through me the way that runs among the lost. Justice urged on my high artificer. My maker was divine authority, the highest wisdom, and the primal love. Before me nothing but eternal things were made, and I endure eternally. Abandon every hope who enter here. These words, their aspect was obscure, I read inscribed above a gateway, and I said, Master, their meaning is difficult for me, and he to me as one who comprehends. Here one must leave behind all hesitation. Here every cowardice must meet its death. For we have reached the place of which I spoke, where you will see all the miserable people who have lost the good of the intellect. And when with my gladness in his face he placed his hand upon my own to comfort me, he drew me in among the hidden things. Here sighs and lamentations and loud cries were echoing across the starless air, so that, soon as I set out, I wept. Strange utterances, horrible pronouncements, accents of anger, words of suffering, the voices shrill and faint, and beating hands, all went to make the tumult that will whirl forever through that turbid, timeless air, like sand that eddies when a whirlwind swirls. And I, my head oppressed by horror, said, Master, what is it that I hear? Who are these people so defeated in their pain? And he to me, this miserable way is taken by the sorry souls of those who lived without disgrace and without praise. They now commingle with the coward angels, the company of those who were not rebels nor faithful to their God, but stood apart. The heavens, that their beauty not be lessened, have cast them out, nor will the deep hell receive them. Even the wicked could not glory in them. And I, what is it, Master, that oppresses these souls, compelling them to wail so loud? He answered, I should tell you in a few words. Those who are here can place no hope in death, and their blind life is so abject that they are envious of every other fate. The world let them no fame of theirs endure. Both justice and compassion must disdain them. Let us not talk of them, but look and pass. And I, looking more closely, saw a banner that, as it wheeled about, raced on so quick that any respite seemed unsuited to it. Behind that banner trailed so long a file of people, I should never have believed that death could have unmade so many souls. After I'd identified a few, I saw and recognized the shade of him who made, through cowardice, the great refusal. At once I understood with certainty this company contained the cowardly, hateful to God and to his enemies. These wretched ones, who never were alive, went naked and were stung again and again by horseflies and by wasps that circled them. The insects streaked their faces and with their blood, which, mingled with their tears, fell at their feet, where it was gathered up by sickening worms. And then, looking beyond them, I could see a crowd along the bank of a great river, at which I said, Allow me now to know who are these people, Master, and what law has made them seem so eager for the crossing, as I can see despite the feeble light. And he to me, When we have stopped along the melancholy shore of Acheron, then all these matters will be plain to you. At that, with eyes ashamed, downcast, and fearing that what I had said had given him offense, I did not speak until we reached the river. And here, advancing towards us in a boat, an aged man, his hair was white with years, was shouting, Woe to you, corrupt souls! Forget your hope of ever seeing heaven. I have come to lead you to the other shore, to the eternal dark, to fire and frost. And you, approaching there, you living soul, keep well away from these. They are dead. But when he saw I made no move to go, he said, Another way and other harbors, not here, will bring you passage to your shore. A lighter craft will have to carry you. My guide then said, Charon, do not torment yourself. Our passage has been willed above, where one can do what he has willed and ask no more. Now silence fell upon the woolly cheeks of Charon, pilot of the livid marsh, whose eyes were ringed about with wheels of flame. But all those spirits, naked and exhausted, had lost their color, and they had gnashed their teeth as soon as they heard Charon's cruel words. They execrated God and their own parents and humankind, and then the place and time of their conception, seed, and of their birth. Then they foregathered, huddled in one throng, weeping aloud along with the wretched shore which waits for all who have no fear of God. The demon, Charon, with his eyes like embers, by signaling to them, has all embarked. His oar strikes anyone who stretches out. As, in autumn, leaves detach themselves, first one and then the other, till the bough sees its fallen garments on the ground. Similarly, the evil seed of Adam descended from the shoreline one by one, then signaled, as a falcon called will come. So did they move across the darkened waters. Even before they reached the farther shore, new ranks already gather on this bank. My son, the gracious master said to me, those who have died beneath the wrath of God, all these assemble here from every country, and they are eager for the river crossing, because celestial justice spurs them on, so that their fear is turned into desire. No good soul ever takes its passage here. Therefore, if Charon has complained of you, by now you can be sure what his words mean. And after this was said, the darkened plain quaked so tremendously. The memory of terror then bathes me in sweat again. A whirlwind burst out of tear-drenched earth, a wind that crackled with a blood-red light, a light that overcame all of my senses, and, like a man whom sleep has seized, I fell.